joking, but half serious. You know, passive aggressive.
Uh-huh.
You know, normal.
It was in New York?
No, it was in Philly.
Okay. In full uniform.
Full uni.
That's great.
You know, it's amazing. And as a hitter, a ball that you think is a hit, and they call it an error. I remember coming back to the dugout one day, and Joe Torre, I wasn't really, you know, didn't even really know. I just assumed it was a hit. He said, "I'm gonna get that changed." I'm like, "Oh, I guess it was an error." You go home that night, think, you know, was I 1 for 3 or was I 0 for 3? You don't know.
Swing and a miss. That's the 6th strikeout for Carlos Rodon. 6 Yankee strikeout. As always, brought to you by our
That boy Carlos Rodon with the high cheese.
That's the old Rodon. You see the four-seam fastball that just stays up. It just has life to it. That's the pitch, I think, you know, that was his bread and butter for years. He throws sinkers and changeups now. He's more of a complete pitcher, but everything feeds off of that. That sets up that slider.
And overall, when you look at it, I mean, he's had control. He's not overpowering 96, 97 tonight, but he's had good control with his fastball up in the strike zone. Seen a lot of good sliders down and into righties.
Wonder what this is about. Oh, he's giving Ascara a little bit of a break. He got hit in the mask. Wow. David, to put a bow on the story, did you get the call changed?
No, I did not.
It didn't work for you?
I did not. I had the clubby in Philly take me up there. The back elevator, full uni, spike still on, clank, clank, clank.
Figured if you had your uni on, that probably helped the case. It didn't work. Huh?
Didn't work.
Now, did you get some of that great ice cream they have up in the press box in
No,
Philly?
they didn't have it back then.
Really?
That was at the vet.
Oh, okay, okay.
No. They had good lights at the vet, though. Remember how bright the lights were at the vet?
Good lights and good fights in the upper deck.
The 0-2. Popped up. On the run, Goldschmidt. But he runs out of room. It's right over the screen. Runner at second, 2 men out. Top of the 4th inning. It's 1-0 Toronto.
Gary Maddox, Gary Maddox was he was an analyst doing the game. He looked at me like I was nuts. He was right.
Now, did it involve Milt Thompson?
No, did not. But yeah, Milt put me in a bad mood, that's for sure.
It's amazing what this game will make you do. When you look back at some of this stuff, and I look back at some of the videos I love to show, it's just like this game, it turns you into a different person.
Now you're so calm and serene,
yeah.
Paul. Popped up, shallow center, backing up is Jazz Chisholm, and he'll make the play for the final out. So Rodon pitches around the double as the Blue Jays leave a run on.
Mandarin Grogu, travel the galaxy to get an epic stash of toys.
You can get your Burger King Kids Meal and Toy inspired by The Mandalorian and Grogu in theaters May 22nd. Have it the way. Rated PG-13.
Michelin innovates on the road and far beyond by manufacturing prosthetic leg belts that allow for greater flexibility of movement. Michelin, motion for life.
Another day, same pain, same meds, same struggling for symptom relief. Injections like Humira and Enbrel work similarly to treat moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis or psoriatic arthritis. But if your symptoms haven't improved enough, Rinvoq works differently. It's a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve RA and PSA joint pain, stiffness, and swelling, as fast as 2 weeks for some. Even after 3 years, many people felt this relief. In PSA, Rinvoq can leave skin noticeably clearer.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Do something different. Ask your doctor if switching to Rinvoq is right for you.
It's another Saturday and the fans are frozen in suspense for the penalties.
Wait, how did that get there?
Ha, that is a smart move.
Yeah, good strategy. Win now and clean later.
That was something that no one had ever seen before, ever.
Kick off Memorial Day weekend.
Yo, what up? What's good?
Basketball jersey night.
Anyone home?
2,000 guests in attendance. Receive a Giancarlo Stanton basketball jersey, courtesy of State Farm. Tickets going fast, so get yours today, Yankees.com. Also, Garrett Cole makes his season debut. That one is looped into center field, and it's caught by the shortstop, Clement.
Yeah, just a little too far in on the handle there to muscle it into the outfield. You know, Michael, I'm just looking at that. I mean, it's a Friday night. You're playing the first place team. You got Garrett Cole pitching. You're getting a free jersey. He probably ought to stick around and do the game. What do you think?
I'll tell you what, if you are going to the game, you better leave early, because when they give away those jerseys, lines around the stadium, and put on top of that the beginning of Memorial Day weekend. You think he's pumped up?
Oh, yeah, he's beside himself right now.
You know, it's funny, Kona, because you really
Go
through that. So you know where he is mentally. I mean, the anxiousness of getting back out there.
It's like watching Little League through the chain link fence, you know, they won't let you play.
Yeah.
You've been waiting all year.
I went through that a lot. I had older brothers, and I always wanted to play, but, you know, I was hoping only 8 people would show up. They needed fill in. It never worked.
Well, here's tomorrow's pitching matchup. The Home Depot working on a win pitching matchup. Nick Martinez has pitched so well for them. You see his numbers really good. And Garrett Cole in the rehab assignment, 0-2, 4.66. But really don't pay attention to those numbers.
What I look for here.
He was working on things.
Yeah.
He pitched very well. Also, Meredith told me today that he's so excited.
If the Yankees can get a Dubsky, come on, Goldie.
The tunnel fit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the.
Yeah, like the basketball players. Yeah.
Okay.
Michael, he told Susan Waldman maybe like a really flashy blazer, something. It's first time out there. He's excited. He's ready to go. When I asked him the other day, I had him on the show, and I asked him how excited he was. And he said 10 level of excitement. It seemed like he was already amped up.
And there's a ground ball to Okamoto, and he makes the play. And knowing Garrett, get a little spinal tap, turn it up to 11.
Take one defender. Add a large helping of sand. Mix in some rocks. Freeze to -40 for several days. Then soak in 35 inches of water. Bake at 122 Fahrenheit. Finally, serve on a plateau of your choosing.
Make no mistake, our responsibility is to win. Finance is a connective tissue within the organization. What my team does with Sage makes us more efficient as an organization. It's been incredible.
Some say success is about playing to win. What it's really about is planning to win. Cohn-Resnick Industry Advisors help you anticipate the market forces at play for a competitive edge. Be at the forefront.
Does a little hop bring a little luck? Google Cloud AI figured out that over half the players hopped the foul line during the World Series. Their average swing speed was 3.9 miles per hour faster than those who stepped in chalk. And when they made contact, they barreled the ball 13% more. Now that's stepping up your game. Catch the game like never before with Google Cloud AI.
So you guys are just like State Farm, right? So that's a no then.
Stop living on a prayer and get State Farm.
Damn, someone was there and didn't say hello. That's whack. If you stop in, say hello at least.
We've seen some good sliders. I saw some riding fastballs and the changeup. I mean, he is a much more complete pitcher than when he first broke in. But that slider is a signature pitch, and that high fastball has always worked for him. Got a couple more to go with it, but I think he's been pretty sharp. The movement is there.
Yo.
Audi scoreboard 1-0 Toronto as they go to the top of the fifth. Here's Valenzuela. 1-0.
Come on, Rodon.
We're in an era of baseball where bunting is really not stressed, and boy, Valenzuela has proven himself to be a
What the hell is going on here?
bunting. I don't know if it was because of the play where Wells and Goldschmidt both grabbed the ball at the same
It's
time.
a good long.
Early on the field today, the entire
Sheesh.
staff and the infielders were working on defending the bunt. It could be because of yesterday. Also could be because they're playing the Tampa Bay Rays, and that's the Rays game.
Whoa.
I was kind of breaking down that play last night over and over again. I really don't know if there is fault or, you know, who's got priority. And I asked Brad Ausmus in the locker room today. He said, you know, the only problem is they both called it at the same time. And you know, somebody has to take control of it.
That ain't going nowhere. But the glove. Bro, why are you so sketchy with it?
You've got a split second to make that read, and having played with Keith Hernandez all those years with the Mets, the play for the first baseman to get the ball is to go to third. And if that play's not there for him,
He was hella sketchy with that.
but that's a very quick read you have to make, especially where he's bunted almost by the line.
Yeah.
Here's Davis Schneider. No relation to the manager, John Schneider.
Davis Schneider.
Davis is from Berlin Borough in South Jersey. After Game 7 of the World Series, a disappointing extra inning loss, Davis Schneider just drove straight through the night from Toronto back home to New Jersey.
In a way, you're so wired after games like that. You don't have to worry about falling asleep at the wheel. That was for sure.
Schneider has a forever memory. He led off Game 5 of last year's World Series with a home run off of Blake Snell. And then Vlad Guerrero followed with one of his own. First set of back-to-back home runs in World Series history. Nice
That boy Goldie.
And Goldschmidt retires Schneider.
You remember those days after, you know, the World Series games, the playoff games. It's just, there's no switch to turn off. And as soon as you finally get over tonight's game, then tomorrow's game jumps in your head, and you start panicking because you can't sleep.
Nice golf clap there for that catch. Here's George Springer.
Is that a liquidity sweep?
0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against Rodon. In his career, 5 for 30 against the Yankee lefty.
Springer's year last year was a big reason why the Blue Jays got to the World Series.
Had a great playoff, too. With 34 home runs, hit over 300 last year.
Yeah, had a real renaissance year last year.
And he hit one of the Blue Jays' most important postseason home runs. Not exactly Joe Carter, but the Mariners were 8 outs away from the World Series, leading 3-1 in Game 7 in the ALCS, and Springer came up and hit a 3-run home run to make it 4-3, and then the Blue Jays won the pennant. And that continued that stat that I'm sure haunts those in Seattle. They are still the only team that's never made a World Series. And they've had some great players and great teams. 3-2. And the payoff. Doesn't like that ball.
3-2 pitch, good fastball hitter, but you got Guerrero on deck. You know, what do you do? Go after him, right?
I mean, he's thrown some good pitches. He's so quick inside that he doesn't worry about it. And he's good enough to take it. So it's a challenge.
The pitcher's called the ball. Catcher's challenge.
That call is confirmed. New York has one challenge remaining.
Damn it. Damn it, Dale.
Take a look at leaders brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. OPS leaders here at the new Yankee Stadium, which opened in 2009. Judges first, Ibanez second, and then Guerrero, followed by Bautista, Soto, and Bellinger.
I'll never forget that big home run Ibanez hit in the postseason, pinch hitting for A-Rod.
Yeah.
That was just remarkable. Dramatic.
He had some big home runs. He was a great pinch hitter.
You know, Joe Girardi told me that. I asked him off the air the other day because I said, how did you have the guts to pinch hit for Alex Rodriguez? He goes, I started to think about it in the 5th inning because I watched Ibanez take BP and he's hit the ball out every single swing. He goes, and I finally decided to do it. He said, I'm sitting there. I turned to my bench coach and I said, this is my career right now. They'll fire me. He said, I'm pinch hitting for Alex Rodriguez. And then Ibanez hit the home run.
They ended up firing him anyway.
I was going to say, it lasted for a couple of years, but it wasn't a lifetime.
He tried to center field a base hit. But that has to be one of the gutsiest managerial calls ever. I mean, a guy who ends up with 696 home runs, and he was struggling, and they just pinch hit for him.
High changeup, not where you want it.
Waited so long, he actually jammed himself. So he pulled his hands in, and this ball actually goes off the label a little bit on a high changeup. Such a good hitter, though. I mean, his swing, if you break it down, is as good as it gets.
He's a natural. He's been a natural since the day he picked up a baseball bat.
Yeah.
So Matt Blake talks things over with Rodon. First and second, 2 men out, and Varsho at the plate.
One thing Joe Girardi was never short of was guts. As solid as a guy or a human being you ever want to be around, that's for sure.
Good card partner, too. One of those smart fellas. Remembered all the cards. And
you should see him. You broadcasted with him up there and see the binders? Yeah.
You can't have a 3-man booth with him. He's got too many notes.
He said he couldn't be Binder Joe anymore. He said because everything's on an iPad.
Girardi's binder's still on Twitter.
0-1 on Varsho. 91 pitches for Rodon. That fastball, sinker, four-seamer, it's all been consistently at 93. And with the bad elbow last year, he actually threw harder on average, but this is only his 3rd start. First 2 games, he's thrown 78 pitches and 88 pitches. So this is his high water mark.
He's missing some bats tonight. That's always a good sign.
Now, Paul, Springer's dancing off second. If you're at the plate, does that distract you?
With 2 outs, there's really no need for it, and it can at times if he starts hopping and down, and he's trying to distract the pitcher. And to your point, sometimes it works against you to distract the batter.
Swing and a miss. It distracted the batter. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Strong 5 for Rodon. We're halfway through. 1-0 Toronto.
Don't hold back, 'cause you woke up in the morning with initiative to move, so I make a motto. Don't hold back. Galvanize.
Trajectory and balance look good. You're confirmed to go for orbit.
Every day, Michelin innovates to move the world forward on the road and far beyond. Michelin, motion for life.
Why settle for a basic fix when you can have the gold standard?
That is why Blue Chew Gold was created.
Science shows arousal begins in the brain and not just the body.
And that's what Blue Chew Gold was engineered for. It's the only 4-in-1 built for brain and body.
The result is chemistry that actually brings couples closer.
If you felt resistant to ED meds, you're not alone. Get the sublingual tablet that tackles both.
If you're struggling to find that mental spark, try Blue Chew Gold.
Imagine waking up every morning feeling energized and rested, your best self, healthier, more alive. That's the power of restorative sleep on a Sattva. This Memorial Day, get up to $625 off site-wide. Each Sattva mattress is handcrafted, designed with proper back and lumbar support, and endorsed by the American Chiropractic Association. Experience the joy of restorative sleep and see how great a good night's rest can be. Sattva. Unlock your superpower with restorative sleep.
I've heard many things about the legendary
Mando.
Mandalorian. And this is Grogu.
Now playing, witness an adventure of galactic proportions.
I try to avoid violence. Of course you did.
Star Wars: The Mandalorian and Grogu, rated PG-13. Now playing in theaters.
Yes, is brought to you in part by your local Ford stores, proud to be the official SUV of the Yankees. And by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. "25 plate appearances for Spencer Jones. He struck out in 12 of them. Struck out in the second inning. He'll lead off the bottom of the 5th. So still waiting on his first big league home run. Home run's a big part of his game down in the minors and in college as well.
Well, it'll be a good time for it. The Yankees down 1-0. Really offensively have nothing going on tonight. Good pitch to hit right there. Just beat him.
Only hit a double by McMahon over the head of Snyder off the left field wall. 0-2. Oh, 2 in a row maybe. Giovanni Cruz. Such a good debut yesterday. 2 shutout innings. One and two.
A couple more good outings. You can work his way into the circle of trust. It could happen fast.
Well, it's so impressive with this slider yesterday. I mean, he threw 100 plus, but his slider was the pitch that you went home thinking about.
And guys, I had the opportunity to catch up with Fernando Cruz in the clubhouse to ask him about Giovanni Cruz, and he said it was just absolutely ridiculous. The fact that he has that stuff and he could throw it in the zone, not to mention the slider that goes with it. He just looked at me and said, whoa, it's impressive.
Single up the middle by Jones.
Now, Kona, you'll love this. Before he came in, the guys in the bullpen were kind of going back and forth with each other, saying, is he going to throw over 100 miles an hour, under 100 miles an hour? And the first pitch he threw was 99. So most guys lost that bet in the bullpen. They were all going over 100, but they were all collectively impressed with his poise and his stuff on the mound last night.
Well, later on in the outing, he did throw 101. Here's McMahon. Jones a threat to run. Center field and deep. Barshow back. He's got room though. 1 out as Jones heads back.
Well, McMahon has had a couple good swings. He shot that ball to left center field, and that ball is hit well too. You just gotta. It's very hard as a hitter when you're trying to make up. You come into the game hitting under 200, trying to make up. You want results, but when you sit on the bench, you got to know. Am I on the ball? Am I beat? No. I mean, these have been good swings tonight.
Foul ball by Volpe.
Yeah, Michael, you said that Spencer Jones is a threat. He had 7 stolen bases this year and 29 last year in the minors.
He's a big guy, 6'7", but he has great athletic ability, plays the field well, good arm, and he can run. Now, a lot of the talk over the last couple of days is that Volpe's swing looks flatter. It's not looking to launch the ball. Are you seeing that at all?
I have loved his approach since the few games that I've done. Yeah, he's been line to line. It doesn't look like he's got front hips flying open where he gets under the ball and tries to launch it.
Runner goes, swung on a miss.
He's still right there.
Second down in time, stolen base for Spencer Jones as Volpe strikes out.
Well, the big thing about being a big guy is being able to get going quick. A lot of people are fast, but to steal a base, it's about the first couple steps. And as big as he gets going quick.
Wow, he got going quick and a little lean forward too. That was impressive. He did that at the combine. The Giants would have drafted him.
So tying runs at second base, 1-0 Blue Jays, bottom of the 5th. Here's Escara. 1-0. Pickoff is on, but he's back.
Michael, you mentioned that his first at bat, and he had a couple of decent swings. I think that if he puts together, a little run offensively, you're going to see him behind the plate.
Ground ball, foul. Well, they think a lot about him because Boone said earlier this month, maybe at the end of April, he said that Escara is one of the top 15 catchers in baseball.
If you're going to say that, you got to believe it.
Yep.
If there's an opportunity out there, then you have to. You want to be loyal to players, but also you've got to think what's better for the team at certain times.
He's referring to defensively, right?
He just said overall. He said he'd be one of the top 15 catchers in baseball.
That's on the come because we haven't seen enough offensively yet. He hasn't had enough of reps and opportunities. That's what's nice about this for him. He's finally getting some regular at-bats.
So 3-2 on J.C. Escara.
You watch him in BP, Paul, but he's strong.
Yeah,
he's got some bat speed. He can launch. Hits the ball hard.
It's quick inside. He's pulled up a couple pitches today, but these are big at bats right here. You're facing a right-hander, a guy you should be able to handle. And that's where the manager is going to judge how you are at the plate.
And he swings to a curveball, and that'll do it. So Jones is stranded at second. We go to the 6th, 1-0 Toronto.
Would be a decent short. Down the previous day high. Something like that. Let's see what happens. We can get down to trade line. What do you want? If we can get through previous day high, or not previous day high, if we can get through trade line here, first we got to get to trade line.
Thank you, Bob. We go around the majors. Nick Kurtz, wow, he's on a roll. 43-game on-base streak, tied for the third longest in franchise history, and that franchise has a pretty good history of good players. Shohei Ohtani hit a leadoff home run and threw 5 scoreless innings yesterday. His ERA is 0.73 this season. The Rays, coming in tomorrow, have won 21 of the last 25 games. Their 33-15 record leads the major leagues, and they are 5 games in the loss column ahead of the Yankees as that series starts tomorrow. And according to how this game ends, Giovanni Cruz, major league debut yesterday on in relief of Carlos Rodon.
Yeah, if you looked at that graphic, there's always surprises every year, and this is the time of year that all of a sudden it kind of catches your attention.
I want to see us get down through trade line here.
The Rays up in the division. I mean, yeah, the Rays have some good, solid players, but you were kind of questioning that. All the pitching's back now. I mean, that's 21 out of 25. It's pretty impressive.
You want to have another surprise?
Yeah.
Take a look at the White Sox.
Oh, yeah, they've
Unbelievable.
made a run. They've made a run.
Yeah, who had the National League Central as the best division in baseball?
Exactly. Everybody in that division is above 500. Right?
They have been for the better part of the first 6 weeks.
Center field. Jones is there. Check out the Yankees bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Well, last night they used Bird and Cruz. That's it. After having Bednar down and Fernando Cruz was supposed to be down, but he warmed up. I think everybody would be available other than Bird tonight. Hit sharply and past the diving McMahon and down the left field line. Ernie Clement has been an absolute pest to the Yankees. His second double tonight. Remember, he had 9 hits against them in the ALDS last year.
Well, Cruz buckled him on a curveball or slider yesterday. Well, he wasn't going to get to that 2-strike point. That ball kind of rides up and in, but he's able to stay on top of it. See that bottom hand on top of the baseball, and that's such a good sign when you're trying, you know, that high pitch. Anything that gets under it, it's nothing but a weak fly ball.
Yep, he's in swing mode. First pitch fastball, hunting, and got it.
Jimenez grounds one foul. Pinch hitting for Sosa against the righty Cruz. That slider is a really impressive pitch because you just hear, well, he could throw 100 miles an hour, but this is a pretty good pitch.
Hey, that's one you want to put in a bottle and just break it out every single time you need it. That's perfect.
And that ball hit Jimenez on the way by. So he'll take first. Yankees are taking a look.
I don't know.
I didn't see it. Was it the front foot or the back foot?
Watch Ascar's glove. Maybe Ascar's glove hits his foot because the ball doesn't.
Yeah, that's
the previous play is under further review. The call on the field is hit by pitch.
Alright, I think I'm gonna call it here. This shit, I don't.
I think he felt
yes,
the glove.
Exactly.
The toe.
He felt something on his toe and maybe
looked down and there's the ball.
And certainly once it hits the ground, you hear something too. You hear a ricochet. If you're the umpire, you're going by sound.
I don't know about Asia. I don't like it, and I'm not going to trade it. Fuck it.
Managers